Lance Williams with Newsong Capital Management joining us. And Lance, when we spoke in April, you said this was the time or the buy of a lifetime. And a lot has happened since then. In addition to COVID-19, we have the protests that have been happening nationwide. Is this still a good time to invest?
Yeah, I believe it is. I think there's a huge disconnect between the fear and the uncertainty and the doubt that most investors are feeling as a result of the protests and COVID-19. I think you can explain that by saying that the market is forward-looking, and by the end of the year, we will probably have some sort of a therapeutic or a vaccine for the virus. The presidential uncertainty will be behind us. Someone will have won by next year, and all of the uncertainty will have passed.
Hey, even though it's a good time to invest, who should invest and who should not be investing right now?
Well, I think probably it's a great time for anyone to get exposure to equity markets. So the one thing that you would want to keep in mind is that the cost of living goes up every year, becomes more expensive to live. And one of the things that retirees face is the fear of running out of money. So in a low interest rate environment, you don't want to fight the Fed. This is a great time to take advantage of the low rate environment to make moves in your portfolio that can benefit you significantly longer term by increasing the value of the portfolio, thus giving you more purchasing power down the road.
Okay, what factors are you watching, good and bad, that could shake things up?
I think probably starting in late summer, you'll see more market volatility relating to the presidential election cycle. But typically that sets up for the good bullish patterns that start, seasonal patterns that start in October. So I think new investors should dollar cost average in now to take advantage of the seasonal tailwinds that we will experience at the end of the year.
Okay, and you were telling me earlier you think the Fed is actually not only instructing people to invest right now, but they are screaming it.
Right. So the old adage is you can't fight the Fed. So with a continued low interest rate environment, what the Federal Reserve is doing is rewarding people who take risk in this environment. So people who are willing to go in, put their equity dollars to work, they're going to have a lower volatility environment, a low fixed environment. That is the perfect time to take advantage of equity markets. And I think that's what the Fed's trying to do with all the stimulus they're providing.
Any other nugget of information you can share with us?
I think people should be thinking about 5G. We see a lot of push from our sources in Washington around getting broadband network out to the rural areas. I think if someone's thinking about a way to allocate money, 5G is a good place to start looking.
All right. Thank you so much. Lance Williams with Newsong Capital Management.
Have a great day.